Now, Ben Hodge is a former commander of the U.S. Army in Europe, and he is currently a senior advisor for Human Rights First, and he joins us live now from Frankfurt. Thank you so much for being with us here on the NewsHour, sir. I want to first off get your assessment of the latest round of attacks that we've seen being conducted by Russia, how they've been increasing attacks from the air and how they're now targeting energy facilities across the country. Would you describe this as a new phase in Russia's so-called special military operation?
I think they're changing the approach because their land forces, their conventional military operations have been a colossal failure. I mean, they are on the point of collapse. Their logistics system is exhausted. They're desperate for bodies, which is why they're doing this partial mobilization, which has also been a bungled attempt so far. And so the Kremlin knows that the only chance they have is if they can prolong the conflict, string it out long enough for supporters of Ukraine to lose the will or the ability to continue supporting Ukraine. So that's what this is about. It's the use of war crimes, murdering innocent people to prolong the conflict.
Do you think they will eventually be held accountable for what you describe as war crimes in an international body like the UN?
Certainly, the whole world can see what's happening. I mean, these are not alleged war crimes. These are actual war crimes. They're deliberately targeting civilian populated areas, civilian targets that have zero military value with precision weapons. So these are not accidents, and they're not even trying, like what you just showed, their destruction, famous, zero military value. And so they're not even trying to disguise this. That, so when you think about it, what an insult, lack of respect for any international bodies.
Right, and you said that these attacks, these increase and different kinds of attacks that Russia has been conducting comes from a place of desperation. Do you think that desperation will lead to them using nuclear weapons in the near future?
Yeah, great question. No, I don't. Now, it is important to set the record straight. There were a lot of headlines yesterday and the day before that talked about these attacks as revenge or revenge for the attack on the Kerch Bridge. But they tried to justify what they're doing by calling the attack on the Kerch Bridge, which is a legitimate military target, a terrorist attack. So we just have to have our eyes and ears open and be clear on who it is we're dealing with.
Right.
So when people talk about we should negotiate with these guys, this is who this is. I do not believe a nuclear attack is likely. Of course, it's possible. We should take it seriously. They have the capability. Putin does not care how many innocent people die. But I think people in the Kremlin know that there is no battlefield advantage to using a nuclear weapon, and that the U.S. have to respond directly, and that's the last thing they want.
Okay, Ben Hodge, thank you so much for joining us here on the NewsHour. It was a pleasure speaking to you.